ます。こんにちは、こんばんは、こんにちは、こんにちはです。Hello everyone, good afternoon, you're here. Give me a second. I was like, I made the practice sheet for the hiragana. I'm still working on the katakana one. I'm almost done. And like, the thing is, I was doing it on my iPad, working on my iPad. I was trying to send it to my no laptop because I can send it to Discord and then I can download on my desktop. But it didn't let me airdrop at all. Like, it took me. I tried how many times? More than 5 times, and it finally let me airdrop. Gosh, that was so stressful. What day is it today? Folder. So I'm gonna post this on Discord. Just a second. Yes. Oh, yes. It looks good. So I made a completely handwritten hiragana practice sheet. I did upload something similar to this years ago, but I remade it from scratch. So you guys can practice writing your hiragana, and my katakana one is gonna be finished probably by tomorrow or so. I'm gonna see how hard you can work on today. So yeah, you guys have homeworks. Yay! Espanol. No, it's time for me to teach you. Está bien, I'm doing good now. Yeah, you guys have homeworks now! Yay! ということで、こんにちは皆さん、はかしかと申します。よろしくお願いします。おはようございますか、日本の時間は。本日はですね、日本語を教えるので、ちょっとね、iPad で作業してたのを、めんどくさいんだけど、はかしかデスクトップとノートパソコン全く連携させてないので、ノーパソはもう個人、プライベート用にやってるから、なんだけど、ノートパソコンはディスコードだけ入れてるから、ディスコードに送って、デスクトップのディスコードでダウンロードって超めんどくさいことやってるの。超めんどくさいことやってるんだけど、で特に Windows じゃないからさ、ノートパソコンがiPad と MacBook で作業してて、 MacBook に iPad から送るね、AirDrop が反応しなくてですね、これアプリユーザーなら共感できると思うんですけど、反応しない時ありますよね。マジで反応されなくって、5、6回以上試して全然ダメで、ようやく反応されて、重いデータファイルを頑張ってエアドロしてました今。ギリギリに、ようやくって思って、できた。Good afternoon, York. Hello, good afternoon. So, yeah. Are you guys ready for the lesson? It's lesson. It's class time. By the way, if you're late, of course, I will mark that. Of course, I will mark that. Thank you for the 5 membership gifts. Thank you. そして10-12-8507 さん Thank you for the super chat. 漢字は難しいです。難しいね。Don't worry, we're not gonna do kanji today. Today's for beginners. It's really how to get started on Japanese. So it's gonna be about hiraganas and katakana. Those are the alphabets of Japanese. So we're gonna be focusing on those two and how to pronounce each. So really you don't need to worry about it. No kanji here. I will explain what kanji is a little bit. So it's like a character in Japanese that we use, and each kanji has a meaning. So it's different from the hiragana and katakana, which each of the characters doesn't have a meaning. So there will be kanji there, but that's like the only kanji we'll see. All the others are all hiraganas and katakana today. Hiragana and katakana are too easy. Yeah, but there's also going to be a writing homework. I know that memorizing the character, the shape of it, and like reading it might be not too difficult for some people. But writing, unless you also use kanji, from what I heard, I know that one of my friends who's from Shanghai was really good in writing Japanese. He said the kanjis easy. It's actually Japanese kanjis are easier. So if you're not familiar with writing those kanjis, and we don't have kanjis, but like alphabet and hiragana is completely different shapes, so it might be a little bit tough to write it out, but it's gonna be a nice practice to write it. I also started from writing, like I didn't know how to write or read hiragana, katakana, and nothing in Japanese until I was like in second grade. When I moved back to the human area, I knew how to speak, but I didn't know how to read or write. So I started from there as well. What I did was I kept writing it down. I kept writing, repetitively writing until I memorized it. I surprisingly like the language of Japanese a lot. The culture and also like the hiraganas and katakanas, the shape of it, it's so fun. So I like writing it. Even the kanjis too. In Japan, this is completely a side note, but there's kanjis that were originally from Chinese. So there's Chinese kanjis and there's Japanese kanjis, and we use both of it in Japanese kanjis. So when we say kanji, there's two types of kanji. There's Chinese kanji and Japanese kanji. It's really interesting to learn how those were born, the kanjis, and how those were made, and how some of them actually changed their shape as the time gone by. So the shape changes slightly and slightly throughout the years, throughout the eras. And learning those is super fun. In my opinion, I personally love it a lot. Hiragana katakana is fairly on the easier side. The shapes are simple. There are few difficult ones to balance it out, especially in the hiragana. Like wo is like one of the famous ones. That's difficult to write it out neatly. You don't need to worry about it. To be honest, if you can read it, I think it's okay. If you like write down something on the whiteboard and show it to a stranger walking on a street, and if the stranger can read it, I think it's like okay handwriting. And the interesting difference, I feel like this is a cultural difference of the writing in Japanese and English, is that in English, no offense, but I feel like the handwriting is, most of the people is kind of not great in English. Cause you know, when you get like a note by someone, or there's sometimes that there's times that you can't understand what's written on it at all. Japanese, I will say average, not everyone, but average. Their handwriting is a little bit more neat. So it's easier to read, and that's what you should aim for. I did have a teacher in my 4th grade, I still remember her. Her handwriting was terrible. She was a Japanese teacher, but her handwriting was terrible. I couldn't read anything at all. She couldn't even read her handwriting. So at the end of the class, when we had to like finish taking notes, everyone starts to raise hands, and they're like, excuse me, sensei, I can't read what's written on this section. And she looks at the white blackboard, and she's like, I also don't know what's written here. And she has to pause and like rethink and go through the lesson really quickly to remember what she wrote. So that's a bad handwriting, okay? And when I made the hiragana practice sheet, it's based on my handwriting, so it's not 100%. Of course, it's not 100%. It's not like the textbook. It's not the printed one. It's my handwriting. Though, I tried to write it as neat as possible, like a textbook. And I think it's like an okay level. Though I want to warn you guys that it's not 100% complete, perfect hiraganas that I will give out at the end of the class. I will post it on Discord later on. But trust me, it's far on the better side. I'm kind of confident about my handwriting. My handwriting is on the better side, even the Japanese people. ちょっとこれ一応日本の方いらっしゃったら、博士課の手書きを見たことがある日本の方がいらっしゃったらあれなんだけど、博士課の字は読みやすい方だよね多分読みやすい方だと思うんだよね、博士課の自分の字書くの好きだから、走り書きじゃない限りは読みやすさを意識してはいるんだけど、ひらがな練習シートを授業の終わりに配るんですけど、カタカナももうすぐ終わるんですけど、作り終わる。でもちょっと今晩か明日かになるかな。ひらがな終わってるので、ディスコードに後ほど載せるんですけどね、それもちょっとね、既存のものを使うと著作権がわからなかったので、自分で作ったんですよ、全部。自分で作って書いたので完璧ではない、教科書みたいな字ではないけど、まあいい方だと思います。特にiPad で書いてるっていうのを考慮するといい方かなと思うので、でもちょっと間違ってるかもしれないバランス、このバランスこうじゃないかっていうね、ご指摘はご遠慮くださいませ。先生、代わりに無料で書きますよって方がいらっしゃったら、全然名乗り出ていただいて喜んでお願いするので代わりにやりますよSometimes I accidentally write kanji in Chinese words and stuff. Yeah, there's also like different, like it's similar. Some of the kanjis are super similar, and if you pay attention to the details, it's like slightly different. ありがとう。そうだよね。博士課、そう字だけはちょっとだけ。かといってなんだ、その書道とか習ってたわけじゃないからさ、語筆とか知らんし。だけどちょっとだけ自信がある方なんだよね、字だけは。でも字がさ綺麗すぎてもさ、そう一個弊害気づいちゃってさ、字綺麗な人って頭良さそうってあるじゃん。字が綺麗で頭が追いついてないとちょっと恥ずかしいんだよ字が綺麗だとって中身が追いついてなければただ字が綺麗なだけっていういいことですけどね、字が綺麗なのは誰でも読める字っていうのがか。ただもう自分の字見てて思ったのが、博士課結構ゴシック体みたいな字書く気がするわかるかな、なんかゴシック体じゃない、博士課の字って。明朝じゃないんだよな、めちゃめちゃゴシックなんだよね。はい、と言って雑談はさておき、So that's, I think it's enough of yapping. So it's gonna be the class time. Anyone else coming in, reading in to the class? Are we all here? みんないるかな今日。Can I go to the bathroom first? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Of course. You can go to the bathroom anytime you want. ということで始めていきましょう。See you guys on the... I'm gonna be using a gaming overlay. I'm gonna try to like find a nice overlay for the classrooms. ここ本当に毎回言ってるなスティンガーの時って喋るのが正しいんですか、何するのが正しいんですか喋ります喋りません。はい、ちょっとちっちゃくなりますね。I'm gonna go a little bit small. So welcome to Shin means new, by the way. This is you will see this kanji a lot, but just please memorize it. This means new. Shin Japanese lesson 01. So this is class 01. The very first class of this whole lesson. First lesson of this whole class. どっちがいいんだろう。1012350771. Thank you for the super chat. No pressure at all intended, but we'll be learning about compound sentences and conjunctions. In the future, yes. I like to do the takara and all of those, but we're gonna take baby steps. We're gonna take baby steps. Is this going to be a series? I am aiming to make it a series. 切り替えの時一瞬声聞こえなく、そうなんだ、小さくなるんだ切り替えの時。知らんかった、マジで知らんかったということで、So, welcome to Japanese Lesson 01, Shin Japanese Lesson. She's gonna get us to N1 by the end of the semester. Is N1 the highest? I actually don't know that system. What's the beginner? Like the lowest. And what's the highest? What the heck? Nuh-uh, and what's up to you guys? And 5 might be possible. I don't know, I don't want to guarantee anything. No guarantees. Nothing guaranteed, but... ということで、始めていきましょう。So, about Japanese alphabets and characters, there's 2 alphabets, so I said alphabets. There's hiragana and katakana, and there's kanji, which is the character. You can also call all of them character, but there will be written on the slide. This will be written on the slide later on, but there's only 46 sounds in Japanese, from a to and kanjis looks difficult a lot, I understand. But those are also just combined using those 46 sounds to read it out. So it's actually fairly simple to read it. I'm not gonna say to write it. To write it, it's just a lot of writing it down until you remember type of thing. But reading it is easy. So yeah. If you're completely new to Japanese, I hope this is a good news to you. Reading Japanese is fairly easy, I'll say. You just need to remember 46 sounds. And there's no or that some language has. I know Slavic has to sound a little bit, and you know, like Spanish has the a little bit, and Russian also has those, so you don't need anything of those in Japanese. The pronunciation itself is easy. I'm not gonna talk about the accent because the accent is difficult. Pronunciation, accent, I like to split as a different thing. Pronunciation is basically just to pronounce it. Accent is where you want to sound more native. And the reason why I said the accent is difficult is because even for people who've been studying Japanese for more than 10 years, I know a few American YouTubers who lives in Japan and who's been like living in Japan for more than a decade. They do still sound very American Japanese. To the native Japanese, they can hear it. It's because of the accent. The pronunciation is good, just the accent is not how the Japanese will do. So it's noticeable. And that, I won't be able to take you guys there because that's going to be a lot of outputting. So you have to practice speaking with the native Japanese. But I can help the reading and the writing, I believe. So yeah, that's the 2 things I will be helping throughout the series. I hope you find it useful. There's plenty of kanji N5 though. What's N5 level in Japanese? N5 ってどれぐらいなんだろう。日本語知らない。そうなんですよね。3つのね、このキャラクターを使い分けてる言語ってなかなかなくて、世の中に。本当に日本語ぐらいなんじゃないかなっていう。ひらがな、カタカナ、漢字って3つを組み合わせて文作ってるのって。N5 Japanese kanji level。小学何年生までなの？ JLPT N5. What's the kanji level? Is it middle school Japanese? Is it 6th grade? 5th grade? Kanji is around 100. By far, it looks like lower elementary school level. So I'm pretty sure I remembered this before 3rd grade, like around in 3rd grade, like before 4th grade. So yeah, it should be okay to navigate. Just これ難しいとこなんだけど N5 のテストをみんなせめてこれ分かるようにしたいかもねっていうのを今言ってて N5 って日本語検定の一番下のレベルなんですけど漢字100文字あるっていうのでも見てて多分小学3年生ぐらいの字だと思うんだけど言語ってやっぱある程度はセンスがあると思うんですね博士が日本語がなぜか覚えるのめちゃめちゃ幼少期だったからっていうのもあるけど単純に日本語っていうものそのものが好きすぎてめちゃめちゃ好きだったの国語の授業が これはね、なんだろう、一概に言えないな。みんなこれ覚えられるよ。小学3、4年生の漢字をめっちゃ簡単に覚えられるぞとか、ちょっとなんだろう、あんまり声を大にして言えないな。博士課の経験で言うと、めちゃめちゃ楽しく、小学3年生の時の先生はめっちゃ嫌いだったけど、めっちゃ楽しく漢字覚えてたから。Well, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it might be difficult for people who's not familiar with kanjis, but if you are, I feel like the N5 kanji is easy. And I'm pretty sure I did learn all of these around in 3rd grade or before that or so. And the fun fact is, Yori Hakushika loved Japanese lesson that she had in school. I am forgetting kanjis though, because I don't have a chance to actually use them, right? Write it down, since I live in North America now. But when I was in their human area, Japanese lessons were my favorite, so and one has 1,000 kanji, so about the same amount as Tall Elementary. Ooh! Fun! I actually want to relearn kanjis. So it's gonna be a nice lesson for me too. I think I stopped learning kanjis around Jun-2 or Nikyu, around that. I didn't actually take the exam, but I was using the, those textbook to learn it. But I do. My future goal someday is to take 漢検1級取るの博士ガチ人生の1個目標だからね。めっちゃかっこよくない？漢字検定1級持ってる人たちってと思ってて、そう。Then how's that as a deal? You guys try N5. I can't actually take the exam here, so it's gonna take time. But I try to go back into Japanese and study kanjis, more kanjis. Kanji kente kanjis. And I can't actually go take the exam because of the physical distance, but I can try taking a example practice test on stream to see how much I memorize the kanjis of Jun-2 or Nikyu or Jun-1 1級。そう、漢字の11級、そう、漢検11級が磨けない文字ばかりになりますよね。好きなんですよ、博士課。全然取ったことないんだけど、漢検受けなかった。受けときゃよかったと思った。めちゃめちゃ受けなかったな。別に正直12までは余裕でいけたと思うから何の問題なく。忘れちゃったけどね、今また思い出しの作業になるけど。I think you can do N1 easily. Yeah, I do think I can do N1 easily. So yeah, I'm talking about the kanji exam. There's a separate kanji exam, Japanese kanji exam for mostly native Japanese people. And if you guys are gonna take N5, I'll try to. I can't actually it's gonna be difficult for me to actually take the kanji exam because I had to go to Japan. But I can perform the practice test on stream, right, and see how much I memorize it. Yeah. 常用漢字は実は中学3年生の間に全部習い切るのは中3までの間にそんなに量多くないと思う。2000字前後だと思うから高校からがね実は常用じゃない漢字も習い始めてるので皆様そうしよう。博士課もちょうど漢字勉強したかったんだ。漢検1級かっけえもんな取れてたら。まあねありがたい嬉しいね。博士課なら N1 を日本語のね日本語検定外国の人向けの日本語検定 N1 余裕で取れると思って言ってもらってあざます多分今さすがにいけると思うわ。漢字も能弁でいけると思うわ。漢検1級かっこいいよな。漢検1級欲しいなと思う。N1 はなんか結構難しいらしい。多分ねその日本語生まれ育ちの人はやっぱできると思う。でもやっぱりそれは。Are we gonna read a writing class or homework? There's gonna be a practice writing hiragana practice sheet homework. I will also upload the katakana once I finish making it. I'm almost done, but took time for me to airdrop the whole thing. So, anyways, moving on. So yeah, there's 3 types of characters that you'll see in Japanese, and Japanese alphabet's hiragana. This is called hiragana. These like a little bit more rounder shapes are called hiragana. This is really like alphabet. It acts like alphabet. でまずひらがながございますね。本当にアルファベットに近いです、英語の。Next is katakana. Katakana is mostly used for words that aren't Japanese origin, but not always. So for example, like oh wait, I'm hiding it. I should become smaller. Let's become smaller. Okay. So for her example, can I think of something good? Microphone, because it's right in front of me. Microphone. We write it in katakana. There's no kanjis for it. There's no hiragana. You can write it in hiragana, of course, but mostly we write it in katakana unless it's the name of the product in hiragana. Then you can write in hiragana. But if you're just gonna say like, oh, I want to buy a microphone in a sentence, you're gonna write microphone in katakana because it's not a word that it's not a classic word. It was fairly new and even imported words. So we call those imported words that's imported from other countries, other languages. It's all gonna be in katakana. Except for coffee. Coffee, there's a kanji that represents it. And there's a few other words like that, but you don't have to remember it. You don't have to memorize it. Most of the time we write coffee in katakana. Though you will also see it in kanji as well sometimes. But for coffee, it's because it's been around for centuries, I think, almost a century. I don't know. I actually don't know. Like a few hundred years. So they have a kanji, but especially for the newer ones, like smartphone, it's in katakana. Katakana is used for names of objects. Yes and no. Depends on the object. Like keyboard, it's katakana. Monitor, it's katakana. Notebook, it's katakana. Pen, it's katakana, but it's not for like, is there an example that's like not in katakana? Oh, like this one. Like, you know, like a sheet that you put it under the paper so it's easier for it to write? We call it shitajiki. This is in kanji. I was looking for coffee in Japan and I realized it was coffee. Coffee only means coffee with milk, isn't it? It's not that. If you want coffee, it's just coffee. Coffee all late. Yeah, it's. If you want coffee, you can just say coffee. And if they don't have simple black coffee, they will ask if you want cafe ore, cafe au lait, or others like cappuccino or so if they have. But if you're looking for coffee, they do have coffee. Of course. But I feel like cafe au lait is really popular in Japan. Katakana can also be used to spice up text too, no? Huh? I don't know about the spice up part. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by the spice up. You don't have words for cappuccino? It's cappuccino. And we write in a katakana for cappuccino. Cappuccino is cappuccino. I was trying to get bottled ones. They also have black coffee bottles. They do. But don't worry about it. Next time you go, you'll be able to read the katakana so you can find it. Scarling Makyo Ori-san, thank you for the super chat. I came here to learn takataka. Katakata してるからかな? So yeah, katakanas. And of course we have kanji. The difference between kanjis and hiraganas, katakanas, I will say it's the kanjis. Each of the kanji has meanings, unlike hiragana, katakana. So just by writing one kanji, it represents something. It means something. So, like, if you see lots of kanjis, it might be difficult. Like, you might not even know what it means. But if you break it down to each kanji, you'll be able to get like an idea or a hint of what it might mean. Even for like a new word, I can kind of guess the meaning if I know the kanjis individually. So that's the kanji, and that's the reason why I like kanji. 漢字は一個一個に意味がちゃんとあるので、初めて見る熟語とかで読み方わかんなくっても、例えね、一個一個の漢字の意味を知ってればなんとなくの予想がついたりしますよね。はくしかこれよく医療用語であって、なんかマジで意味わかんねえって思ってもあ、この漢字とこの漢字組み合わさってこうやって言うことはなんかここら辺の期間に関係あるのかなとか、なんとなくの想像ゲスができますよね、漢字があるおかげで。Like writing Neko in hiragana instead of katakana, Neko in katakana instead of hiragana or kanji. Yeah, if some people does that for just because they want to. Some people does it to imply some meanings or emphasize. So that's what you meant by spice up. Then yes. Sometimes, especially if you read novels, it mostly has some meanings. It's mostly to emphasize or like hint out something. 表意文字だよね。そうなんですよ。すごくね、いいですよね。助かりますよね。If kanji is dependent on context and most people might only kind of understand something written in kanji. Pardon, I'm not exactly sure what the kind of understand is, but so is there like a good example? So like my name, Hakushika. It's up here. It's up. It writes white deer, and then you read a Hakushika, right? So just by my name, even if you don't know me, even if I'm not here, you'll be able to guess I'm designed based on a deer that's white colored. So it's a white deer design. That's the specialty of kanji, I feel like. You don't need to know what it is exactly. You can understand by each kanji. Not always. Sometimes strange thing happens, and when you combine it, sometimes the meaning changes. But most of the time, you can guess what it means by if you break it down into individual kanji characters. Isn't sure why exactly? That's the reason why Hakushika. Haku is another way to read shiro. So the first kanji that you see in my last name, it's shiro, but you can also read it as haku, which means the same white. And shika is shika. You can also read it as ka, but shika. And combine it, my last name is Hakushika. So you can understand that I'm a white deer. Because if you have everything in hiragana katakana, things will be quite unreadable. Not only that, because if you're a kindergartner, you write everything in hiragana katakana. It is difficult for adults too, because we're used to having kanji in it, but it's completely still understandable. Though there's something called domo igi in Japanese. There's lots of it. Like you know how like English also has it, right? Same spelling, pronunciation, different meaning kind of words. Japanese has tons of it. So that's also a reason why we prefer to use kanji in it. Because if we use the kanji, we can tell it's a different thing. Like kumo and kumo. Kumo, it can be cloud. And kumo, it can be spider. Hashi, yeah. Hashi can be chopstick, hashi can be bridge, hashi can be the edge. I'm not gonna go any more deep. I'm not gonna dig anymore. But by the way, there's also words that use the exact same kanji and has different meanings. But that will be for the future. We're gonna keep that for the future. We don't have to talk about it now. I don't want to confuse you guys. You will eventually learn about it. So yeah, that's kanji. But don't worry about kanji for now, because today it's how to pronounce each alphabet. Japanese only has 46 sounds. Today we'll be learning how to read hiragana and learn the 46 sounds together. We're also going to be going over the katakana, but the reading is the same. It's just the shape of it. It's just the shape of it that we're going to be focusing on today. Yeah, English is similar. Many words can just be one with so many exactly, but I feel like I'm not sure because I actually haven't searched about it, but for like the words that you use on daily basis, I feel like Japanese has a bunch more. That's like the same sound, like daily words. So yeah, let's start the hiragana. はい、ひらがなですね。ちっちゃくなります、くしかは。めっちゃコメント欄がかぶってるやん。ちょっと待ってね。I'm gonna try to fix the overlapping chat box. Where should I put it? Where should I put it? Where it doesn't overlap? Okay, you know what? Everywhere overlaps. I'm gonna hide you guys right now then. どこも被るので、皆さん一回消えてもらいます。皆様にも一回消えてもらいます。はい。確か真ん中来てもダメなんだよな、後々。I can't even come in the middle. Everywhere is actually not safe here. So I'm gonna be small. So yeah, the first hiragana. Again, this is class for beginners, so you might feel like, oh, this is super easy, Yuri. Why are you like teaching this? This is for the super beginners, because everyone starts from how to pronounce Japanese, right? In English, we do the same. Don't you remember when you went to kindergarten, you did a apple, apple, right? We started from practicing pronouncing the alphabet, so we're gonna do that in Japanese as well. 10128507, thank you for the super chat. Just wondering, is there a rule of thumb to follow regarding the pronunciation of vowel sounds? I have never heard of the rule of thumb. I think I heard once that vowel sounds are only pronounced if they're followed by another vowel sound, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never heard of that rule of thumb, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Vowel sounds are only pronounced if they're followed by another vowel sound. I'm not sure that if that's correct. Because vowels is this, right? Isn't the whole language kind of vowel sound? Yeah, except for like and those. I feel like most of it is a vowel sound. Like wanko is like already another example that goes against the rule, I feel like. Wanko is, by the way, like a baby way to call dogs. It's how babies call dogs. Wanko. Well, we're gonna go start from the top. 日本語のひらがなの発音ですね。あ、い、う、え、お。あ、い、う、え、お。The one on the top is Romaji. This is like how to read it, but don't read it like English because it's not I. It's not you. It's u. あ、い、う、え、お。あ、い、う、え、お。 is the かきくけこかきくけこ Yeah, it's really similar to Spanish pronunciation, yes indeed. The difference will be the rariruru. Because we don't have strong accent or anything in that. It's flat. Is this like... Oh, so you're for the thumb... Okay, I feel like that's just explained to the non-Japanese. Speakers, because su, we don't really say su. We say su. It's not really su, it's like short u. So maybe that's the reason why it sounds like it's dropped. 99 desu ne. But it's not s. 99 desu ne, that's gonna be s. 99 desu ne is the su. So it might sound dropped, but I won't say it's exactly dropped. Unless, yeah, even if the vinegar, by the way, this is gonna be like side note as well. It's su in Japanese, but we don't say su, it's su. So we write it su for romaji, but we don't really say su. So desu will sound really off. It's desu. Just to write it down, we just use su. Hope that helps, but it's not really like a rule, I think. It might be to explain to the non-native speakers, but if you learn Japanese in Japan, you will never hear of that rule. Maybe because it's like a normal thing for us to not say su. But yeah. How do I know if a Japanese speaks su or su? Su is su, right? Su. We don't have suu, su. You'll pick the short vowels, yeah. You will, like, pick it up, like, naturally. You don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, thank you for pointing it out. That might be quite interesting, because for English speakers, su is su, right? It's quite strong, but you don't have to say that strong. Su and tu is completely different, but if you're talking about the short vowels, tu, su, I feel like I'm saying su, but it might not sound for you guys, so I think that's the difference. It's just the nature of the language for that, I can say. Because for me, I'm saying su and tu. When I say that, I hear the u as well. But for English speakers, might be because compared to English, the u sound is really weak. You might feel like it's dropped or it's cut off short. But in reality, I don't think it's really. It's just the difference of the language and how we pronounce it. So there might be some textbook that explains that there's like a rule for it. I don't exactly think there's a rule for that. Just in general, we don't say su or tu. It's su, tu. So, in Japanese as well, when you learn English in Japanese, they try to, like, explain English like Japanese, so they come up with some few interesting rules that you'll never hear if you learn English in an English country. So I think it's the same thing happening.多分それなのかな。なんかですのすの言うのとか聞こえないとか、つすってそもそも日本人言っても言うのうのとか入ってないっていうのが今指摘があったんだけど、それなんかルールがあるって習ったんだけど、それ正直ぶっちゃけしかルールないと思ってて、言語間の違いだと思う。ただ単に日本語がそもそもその はって言うけど、それ以外がすとかくとかすくがつ、あんまりが強くないだけだと思うのね。聞いたことなくない？このように続くとUの音を強く発音しないようにしましょうって、の音っていうのだから、多分これは日本語で英語を習うと一緒のこと聞いたんだけど、その言語に落とし込むように言語を教えるから、日本語に落とし込んで英語を教えるから、英語で英語を習った時に聞いたこともないようなルールとかが普通に教えられるの。これ文法とか法則ですよっつって。まあ文法はあるけど、そのなんていうの、発音の法則に関してはこんな感じで発音していきますみたいなのを日本語に落とし込んで説明されるから、存在しない英語圏で言うと聞いたことないようなルールが追加されてたりするの。もっとネイティブに聞こえるように。多分一緒の現象が起きてる気がする。英語前こうやって習ったんだけど、多分英語の話者たちに日本語を説明するときに落とし込んで説明した結果、初耳一角のルールができちゃったのかなって気がする。そうなんだよね。ピンとこないルールすぎるなってでも個人的にその言語は、各言語は白紙からスペイン語、英語、日本語混ざってやろうとしてたんだけど、多分日本語は日本語で学んだ方がやりやすいし、英語は英語で学んだ方が覚えやすいと思うね。発音自体はより強制されていくと思うから、そっちの方が。Japanese lesson. Yeah, so I realized the way that I'm gonna teach you Japanese might be how Japanese learn Japanese. But don't panic, because I will break it down into kindergarten level. And we're gonna start off from there. But because I've never learned Japanese in English, I learned Japanese in Japanese, I don't know the rules that are taught in English, like the Japanese pronunciation rules that are taught in English. Because you don't start from that when you learn Japanese in Japanese, right? You don't start from that when you learn English in English. But the positive effect from this is that you might be able to learn how to pronounce Japanese and the Japanese perspective. 10128507, thank you for the super chat. Just clearing up what I meant earlier is if you type the name Harry into a translator, it's spelled Hari when it looks like it could be spelled Hari. Hari is completely different. Hari. Do you hear the difference? Long guy, yes, the dash is long. And Hari is Harry. Harry, right? Ri is long. That's the reason why in katakana there's gonna be a long vowel. I hear a difference. I'm not sure of the significance. To be really honest, just because it sounds so off, you say Hari for her name. It's like common sense for that part, but I'm pretty sure there is a way to explain it linguistically. Just that I never majored in linguistics, of course, but this is like what happens when you use katakana, right? I'm so sorry I'm pausing here at this place so long, but so katakanas, as I said, it's not always but mostly used for imported words. So Harry is not a Japanese name or word, right? It's imported. So we try to mimic the sound as possible. Dropping it down to Japanese, we try to mimic as possible. So like cafe ole was also another one. Cafe all late, but we don't have a t sound. We have t, but t and t is different. So we say cafe ole and drop this part. Harry Harry is the same. When you hear Harry, it's not Harry. Hari in English will be Hari. We just try to mimic it. So it will be Hari, Hari, Harry, Hari. It's for convenience. I won't say it's for convenience. It's just how we try to pronounce the sound for like especially for the non-Japanese sound. It's how we try to make it as close to the original word language sound. The T is silent, Kafeole, then it's perfect, Kafeole. I don't know anything about French. Harry will be really short and not sound right in normal speech. Yeah, we'll sound off. I think that's like, so it's for clarity. It might be better if we don't try to like, I really get like you want to know the reason why, because I do the same thing for math and that's the reason why I hate math so much. But imagine you are speaking to someone who's named Harry, but you don't use the same language, you don't speak the same language. You heard Harry's name, you try to repeat Harry's name and call him. You just try to, but if you say Hari, of course, I think it will be difficult for Harry to know that he's being called. If you say Hari, Harry, Hari, it's easier for him, right? I'm not sure for the exact meaning, but I feel like that could be also one of it. Like game. Is the longbow what feels difficult for you guys? 横棒ってもしかしてめちゃくちゃ難しいのかな？疑問に思わずに育ってきたから横棒に対して。Thank you for the super chat. Is it true the city changed officially from Shibuya to Shibuya in Romaji, or was that a rumor? It's always Shibuya. English doesn't have the same length distinction in vowels. I'm trying to think of it. You don't? The difference would be Japanese doesn't have vowels? Japanese do have vowels, don't we? Wait, what? I thought we have vowels. Yeah, the length of vowels, maybe. That might be what might be like making it more complicated for you guys. Mora? What's Mora? モラっていう謎のものモラって何すか？モーラ It's Mora. So even this is like a good example. 多い連続の長さの単位。現代の日本語では50音図のそれぞれのかな、濁、半濁音、擬音を含む擬音じゃねえわを一単位とし、それに長音、即音、発音を加えて103種の網羅が標準的に数えられる拍ともいう。分かった気がするぞ、難しい理由が。Okay, I feel like I understood why is it difficult for you guys to understand and pronounce Japanese. It's because of the Mora thing, the whole Mora thing. Okay, you know what? I have no knowledge about the Japanese linguistic history and all those. I know like the super basic ones that are going to be taught in school, but nothing deeper than that. I'll say, if you want to know, to be honest, really honest, it's better for you to research on your own. But I feel like this also comes from like how the language itself was born and developed for the Mora thing. I'm sorry, I cannot teach about that because I don't know, and I don't want to inform you guys anything wrong. So I cannot teach about the Mora, why we use it and why it's different. But I will be able to teach you guys how to pronounce them though. 一旦置いて順番にやった方がいいんだけど、今すっごいその質問が来てるから、それ先答えないと多分先に進めないとコメントガン無視しちゃうことになるから、博士か。だから今とりあえずモーラっていうものを博士かは説明ができませんっていうのをお伝えしました。それは完全なる言語学的な本になっちゃうし、博士かは間違ったことをそこで言いたくないから、モーラっていうのはなんで日本語はモーラが存在するのか、使い分けとは何なのか、どういう違いがあるのかは全く説明できないんです。それ知りたい人はご自身で調べていただくのがいいかなと思います。ちなみにモーラっていうのは例えばだけど伸ばしってあるじゃないですか。伸ばし棒がなくても日本語って伸びてる時があるのね。それがなぜ起きるのかっていう、なんかその伸びてる音に関してらしい。母音の拍数それに言葉があったんだ、それを指すものが言語学ではモーラっていうらしい。だからそのモーラとかもそうじゃん。モーおって伸びてるじゃん。その拍数とかのことをモーラっていうなって、マジで初めて聞くと思う。そう、本当に拍数。でもこれは本当に日本語が、誕生からどのように進化してきたとかを辿っていかないと多分難しいと思うし、ものすごく個人的にパッて全然知識ない状態で言ってるだけだけど、昔の喋りとか聞くと特にそうだけど、ちょっと歌ってるように聞こえたりするじゃないですか、日本語って。そこも関係してそうだなと思う。Is it not just overcomplicating things? Exactly! If you just want to simply be able to speak Japanese, I don't think you have to focus about Mora. But if you're curious about it, it's always nice to have curiosity into something, unless it's not illegal. And of course, Mora is completely legal, and if you're interested, give it a go and search it. I think it's amazing that if you're interested into it, because it's more linguistics, it might be like a new career for you to open, right? A new path for you to open. But without even not knowing Mora, you will be able to speak Japanese. I'm pretty sure most of the Japanese speakers who's not native from Japan, I'm pretty sure most of them doesn't even know what Mora is. So if you just simply want to be able to read, write a little bit, and speak a little bit of Japanese, you can let it down for now. You might get frustrated, but you can't let it down for now. If you really, really care about it and curious, it's a great thing. So I would recommend you to just go research online, maybe go to a library, maybe go ask a professor who's researching about Japanese linguistics. I'm so sorry, but I cannot help for that. モーラに関してごめんなさい、博士からちょっと力になれないです。モーラっていうもの自体が何なのかっていうのを今日初めて知ったぐらいなので、英語 語にその概念がないっていうのが未だにちょっと疑問なぐらい。あるように聞こえてしまうけど、確かにはないんだねっていう。ちなみにないらしいです、英語には。音節が伸びるっていうことがないっていう。まあ歌とかじゃない限りね、もちろん。そうなんだっていう。発音してて、なんかでもここ伸ばしてるなと思うけどなって。まあ、それは博士から多分日本語ベースに考えてしまってるから、伸びてるように感じるんだろうなと思うし。難しいね。めちゃめちゃ言語学でした、今。Gostales Lord of Zombie Song, thank you for the super chat. 笑顔がかわちいねより thank you. And also another super chat, thank you. ごめんなさい、日本語話せません。I'm English and still learning. No, you're more than welcome for today's lesson. Because today's lesson and like this whole series will be Japanese for beginners. Like really how to be able to pronounce Japanese. So going back, so there was a, I, u, e, u, and there was a question in the chat, but this is what vowels is. A, I, u, e, u. You'll see what I mean by the vowel, what the vowel means, because ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Do you see it also follows the a, I, u, e, o rule? Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. So ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. 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 Ka, the vowel is a sound. Ki, the vowel is I sound. Ku, the vowel is u sound. Ke, the vowel is e sound. Ko, the vowel is o sound. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Next one we have sa, shi, su, se, so. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Sa, shi, su, se, so. Lord of Zombie Song, thank you for the membership kit. Mwah. Sa, shi, su, se, so. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 sounds done. And there's only 46, so. Oh, we're not gonna do dakun or handakun today. It's just simple hiraganas. So, we have a question in the chat. When we at the dot, like 10, the dot kind of thing, that's called dakun. We're not gonna do that today because I don't want to confuse you guys too much. We will do dakun handakun next time. Dakun handakun は次やります。ちょっとなんだろう。みんなを一気に情報詰めたくないなと思ってめちゃめちゃシンプルにしました。H と S 取りたい。わかる。タイプするときには入れないよね。でも正しい発音はね入れるので。Next one. たちつてとたちつてと。For this one, from たちつてと I think it's quite noticeable, but たちつてと Do you guys know this? In English, it's gonna be ta, right? Ta. But we don't do that sound. T is the only one we do that. The other one, ta. So like, even if it's TA, it's completely different from how you would read it in English. It's ta. これねよく、特に英語圏出身の日本語話者がね話してるとやっぱ立ちつてとが日本の今時のなんだろう歌とかはそうなんだけど「さ」って発音されてたり「て」「と」っていうのを聞くんだけどそうじゃなくてね「た」「ち」「つ」「て」「と」なので。So yeah, be careful to not pronounce it like ta, te, to. You will hear those in songs, but when we speak it, it's ta, te, to. For Spanish speakers, I think it's really easy. Like all the Japanese pronunciation should be fairly easy. そして続いてなにぬねの This should be one of the easiest one for everyone to pronounce. なにぬねの That's already really close. 何々のは多分すごく発音しやすい行なんじゃないのかなと思う。Next one, we have ha, hi, fu, he, ho. For fu, you can use either one of it. Like, I feel like it's closer to fu, but fu is also correct, of course. Especially when you type it out in Romaji, either one's okay. フーはね、これどっちでも、フーでもフーでもどっちでも正解なので両方書きました。は、ひ、ふ、へ、ほ。For this one, I don't think, I think ha, hi, ha, yo is also, this hotline is also easy to pronounce, compared to like the ta and sayo in Japanese. It's ha, hi, fu, he, ho. Ho is really like ho, ho, but make it shorter. Ho, 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 ho. Ha, hi, fu, he, ho. Yes, thank you. Yeah, fu is you don't you use both of your lips up and bottom one. Fu, 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 fu. Like blow your air, but really, really, really big. Fu, 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 fu. Next one, まみむめもまみむめも。ま行も簡単じゃないかなと思う発音。まみむめも。This one, まみむめも。Should be quite similar. Ma is really ma, and don't worry on not like Chinese language, we don't have the difference in sound, so there's no ma 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 thing. We don't have that, so you can say ma in any of the tone. It still will mean the same. It still means the same ma. You can say mama, and it still means mom. Thank you for the super chat again. Otane, kawaii, Luri, ara. Sayonara, I must go to work. Ah, mata ne. Mata ne. Mata ne. Thank you for coming by. By the way, my name is Iori. Mama Iori が大好き。Stop calling me mama! I'm not your mama! I never gave birth to you guys. What do you mean? You were always Lori. I've never been Lori! I'm Iori! Hey, I'm Iori. It's Iori. Iori. Mama Iori, やめてくれ。みんなのママちゃうわ。Yeah, thank you for the idea, Mama Kiloka-san. Yeah, I'll call you guys daddy if you guys call me mommy. But you know, if I'm your mommy, you guys can be daddy too. That's disgusting, but yeah. Well, you know what? Partners sometimes they call mommy and daddy to each other, even in Japanese, like mommy, daddy. Yeah, some of them do. Daddy. So, daddy, today's the Japanese lesson. How are you guys learning so far, daddy? しかしお兄ちゃん You guys are all daddy. What are you talking about, daddy? Tell me what you learned today. On the bed, daddy. Later on, I'll be waiting for you, daddy. That's what you get when you call me mommy. I'm gonna call you guys daddy. 悪くない。悪いやろが悪いやろが。なんなん悪くない。ダディって言われるの悪いやろがSuper chat. Sorry, 美しい Yori. See you later. Thank you. Thank you for getting my name right. Now you will never forget. Thank you very much for coming by. よい、ええわけないねん。ええわけないねん、これが。はい、ということで続きいきます。や、ゆ、よ。Yes! You might be like, what? Where did the 5 letters go? Yes, ya, you, yo, and the last wa, wo, they'll be shown later on. It's only 3. So we call these yo, each line. So magyo. This is magyo, ma line, ma mi mu me mo. And this was hagyo, ha, hi, fu, he, ho. But this one, all of a sudden, yagyo, ya line. There's only 3. Ya, you, yo. There were others. And but it's gone now. It vanished in the Japanese language history. It's all gone now, so you don't need to worry about it. Yay! You don't need to worry about it. It's ya, you, yo. Ya, you, yo. Ya, you, yo. そうで、やゆよはもう今はこの3つだけ覚えればいいんです。やゆの中で。他のなんか旧字体とかいらないんで、今は。やゆよですね。And we have ラリルレロ。I feel like this might be a little bit hard for English speakers to pronounce since it's not ra, ri, ru, re, ro. It's ラリルレロ. You don't have to round your tongue strong like how English does. You don't have to do that like English. Like, you know, like in English it's like ramen, right? It's ramen. Ra. We don't do ra. It's da, da, da. Yeah, Japanese speakers should be easier for this one. Just that we don't have like the hard, strong pronunciation, like Spanish does for sometimes. La, di, du, de, do. I hear an L sound. La, li, lu, le, lo. That's only when they sing. And that's also a newer thing that started to appear in the past, I don't know how many years, but after getting some effects from the English songs, some Japanese singers pronounce this like la, li, lu, le, lo, but that's also wrong. It's la, li, lu, le, lo. La, li, lu, le, lo. What if I just want to roll the R for fun? You will be thought as a super non-Japanese speaker. So このラリルレロはね、英語話者は多分慣れないと思う。ラってこの軽い状態で止める R の発音がないので、もっと奥まで舌を巻いちゃうか、逆にラになるかでもっと前に舌を突き出すかだから、 So like the tongue position, ラリルレロ, it's a little bit behind, more into your mouth than when you do the ラリルレロ. You move the tongue a little bit more back, ラリルレロ, but not all the way back like when you do R. R, you don't touch the upper mouth, right? And it's all the way in the back. You move it a bit more forward than that and let it touch the upper mouth. La, li, lu, re, ro. Then you'll get the la, li, lu, re, ro. LA の方が近いんですけど、それも全然違うのでね、LA は思いっきり歯に当たる。 ラリルレロとラリは全然LA はラだと下が歯の上の歯の裏側に当たるんですね。ラリルレロって多分ギリギリ当たらないぐらいだと思うので、ラリルレロそれよりちょっと後ろですね。Spanish speaker here, we have like 5 to 10% easier, but things like kanji particles and keeping the flat pronunciation are probably the hardest. So Chinese people, I heard that the grammar is difficult because the grammar is different. The Chinese and English grammar is the same. Japanese follows a different grammar system in a role. So I heard it's difficult. Plus hiragana, katakana is still a new idea for them as well. Kanji, it's gonna be easy for them. It's actually simpler too. And for the pronunciation, I'll say, yeah, like maybe Chinese speakers, it might be better, like easier for them, but still, we don't have like the tone difference. I don't know what's the proper name for it, but I don't know what's it exactly called. The Chinese tone difference and like the meaning change system thing. I heard that to some of them, it's hard to drop that. Yeah, Japanese R is a bit challenging if you're used to English ra ri ru re ro or la li lu lu lo. It's in between that. Da di du de do. Da di du de do. 歯に当たらないはね、多少骨格の問題もあるので違うと思うんですけど、LA をするときは思いっきり歯に当てます。英語は逆にね。So yeah, this I would say it might be the ta line, the tachitsuteto, if you say like English, it's tachitsuteto, by the way in Japanese. The tagyo and ragyo, I feel like these two might be the most difficult one in the whole Japanese sound. But you don't have to worry about it. You will eventually be able to use it and speak it. Next one, and the last one, it's wa, wo, wa, wo, wa, wo. And in the middle, there's something called wo, wo, wo. To be honest, I don't read this as wo. It's o for me. The same as o. But this depends from where you are in Japan. If you're from the west side, it's mostly o. But if you're from the east side, they quite clearly pronounce it as wo. So it depends on where you are. But the proper way is wo. It's wo. wo. wo と発音。これね、これ単体で読むと wo らしいです。本当に。びっくりだよね。そう。単体だとこれらしいんだよね。But in a sentence, we don't say wo. We say o, 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 o. So it's just o. It's o. But the W is really soft. It's o. そう単体だと「お」になるらしいからマジでびっくりした。博士課は「お」としか言ったことがないから、そう「わおん」ってのは「おん」ってなるらしい。But just remember as「お」because it's easier. And when you say it in a sentence, when you read out a sentence, it's only "お". You don't say "お". It's only when you need to explain that's "お」。わおん。Then you say wa wo, but unless that, you can just say wa and it's okay. O. So remember, it's o. Even though you type it as wo, and if you want to read this one single character, it's gonna be wo, but it's o. Replace it as o in your mind. Just input it as o. You don't have to think about anything else. このね、o を単体で発音すると、なんかどうやら東日本の人はoって言うらしいですね。大阪はおってしか言わないらしい。で、博士課もおってしか言ったことがない。だけど、なんか、だいぶ違うらしい、正しくは。これ単体でなんて説明するって言われたらなんて説明します？そう、これがね、前なんか夜更かしかなんかでやってたんだよね。で、それで気になったらなんか、おはおだけどおじゃないみたいなことになってたんだけど。そうだから和音の時は和音の「お」がめっちゃちっちゃくあるみたいなことを読んで、へーと思って、絶対「お」だろうと思って、 説明するときだけ言うのは分かる。説明するときもちなみに西日本は難しい方の「お」って言いますそう意識して W を誰も発音しないんですけど、だからみんなに覚える際は「お」って覚えてねって言いました。喋るときは「お」って言ってね。ただ多分ローマ字打つときとか正しいので言うとちっちゃい W みたいなのが手前に入るよっていう。そうただそうなんかねあるらしい違いが。重たい「お」は夜更かしでも出てくる。重たい「お」って何？初めて聞いた。重いんかこれ。軽そうやろなんならひらがなの何そのあいうえおの「お」の方が重そうやろ。でっぷり丸いから。So yeah, this is wa o but you will see it as W just because. But if you're learning Japanese, just say wa o o. So this is you can pronounce it as the same as the I U A O O. So this is just like o, like a vowel o, and it's correct. Yes, 朝ごはんを食べました and O is okay. 朝ごはん you don't have to say wo because it sounds weird. Nobody speaks like that. 朝ごはんを食べました。Next, it will be the katakana. I realized lots of people actually struggles in katakana memorizing it. Personally, katakana is easier to write. So once you start writing, you will appreciate the katakana more than hiragana. What about that? It is an old character that we don't use anymore. You might have seen it somewhere, but it's not used anymore for like years and years. It's a dead character. Don't worry about it. You might see it in some books or articles, or sometimes even the building name has it in it, but it's not a common character. Those are called kyujitai or kyuji. It's the classic katakanas and hiraganas. Some of them, as I said, the Japanese changes their shape. So some of them just died. It's not here anymore. Wait, y'all don't use we use hiragana. There's those old hiraganas that we don't use anymore. Like there's the one that Oni-chan Daisuke wrote. That's an old one. We still do use hiragana, of course. There's some old ones that we don't use. あれですね、みんなアニメとか多分漫画とかで知ってるから旧字も出てくるんだろうな、ものによって。面白いね。私たちの習う順番が逆っていう。多分私たちの方が多分とかさ、その恵比寿さんのとか、恵比寿さんって言ってもあれね、七福神の方のね、恵比寿さんのそのとかさ、並ばなかったじゃん。その幼少期知らんかったからね、博士かそれ。ある程度の年齢になって、ある程度のってか小学校入って知ったってくらい、幼稚園児の時さも知らなかったもん。いいとかもね、そう新井圭一さんでいいね。そう逆に旧時代を知ってますから皆様。そう今それは全くもう使われてないから覚えなくていいし、正直知らなくてもいいよっていうの言ってました。でこれカタカナです。カタカナ The pronunciation is the same. It's あいうえお It's just a difference of the shape. かきくけこかきくけこさしすせそ This is a place I want to pause. She, I know lots of people have hard times writing she because of the balance. And yes, there's gonna be tsu later on in the next slide. たちつてとつ This one and this one. I know lots of people cannot write it correctly. So when I used to go to the agent school, and there was Japanese class, and I was able to take that class because my first language is somehow English. So I was like in that class, and some of my classmates struggled so hard on this. They struggled so much writing shi and tsu. and they were like, I need help, and they showed me it, and they write it wrong, and I was like the angle is different, and they're like, I don't get it, and I had to go over and over and over. But I haven't finished making the katakana version, but I'm almost close to finishing it, so you will be able to practice writing these as well. Don't worry, you will get the chance to practice. Yay! そう、マジでシート2はね、間違ってる人めちゃくちゃ多いんですよ。日本人でも間違ってる人いるもんね。マジでイラってくる、それぐらい。なんかその日本語の勉強されてる方はわかるじゃないですか。日本生まれ育ちで間違ってる人見るとイラってきちゃうんだよね。なんで間違えんねんと思う。イラッとしないでイラッとするやろ。確かこんにちはの和を和で書いてる人もイラってきてるからね、今だに。正しくこんにちはわってはで書けよと思う。変換でね、勝手に変換されちゃってはわかるの。なんかわかんないけど、スマホをわーで変換したがるからね。ただ、いや、ちゃうやろと。ずっと思ってる、それは。はい。Science is a struggle, but don't worry about it. You should be able to write the difference if you keep practicing. So yeah, さしすせそ、立ちつてと。Really, it's just the shape difference, the pronunciation, it's all the same. こんにちっちゃいわはそこまでいくともうギャルだからなと思っちゃう。なにぬねの、なにぬねの。博士かこれさ、書いて持って気づいたんだけど、博士かね、結構ね、読みやすい字ではあるけど、地味に癖字かもしれんと思って。そう、なんかね、この通りではないよね。で、書きながら途中で気づいていきました。念を点が正しいけど、博士かちょっと横気味に書いちゃうとかね、そういう違いがあるなと思って書いて。全然読めるぐらいの違いですけど。ヌーのバランス、ヌーはね、楽しいよ。楽しいと思って書くとヌー書けるようになるよ。綺麗に。何のヒントにもなった。ヌーはね、楽しいって思って書いてる博士がいつも。なんか楽しくない？愉快なやつだなって。So yeah, writing katakana might be a struggle, because you know some of you guys might have already memorized the 46 hiraganas, and you're like, there's another 46 you need to. Yes, but as you can see, the shape of it is quite simple compared to hiragana. Ha hi fu he ho, ha hi fu he ho. But yes, it doesn't look alike to hiraganas at all. So it's kind of like memorizing a complete different set. Yes. ね、ひらがな、カタカナは全く違うものを覚える感覚ですよね。ニートに、それあれかな、漢字数字のニートってことわかる？めちゃめちゃわかる。でもなんか2の後にカタカナに続かんしええかと思ってる。正しい違いはあるんやろなと思いながら、まあ、続かへんしええかと思ってそう思って書いてます。私かな。はひふへほまみむめも。なんかもうがさ、なんかあれなんだよね。なんかちょっと平べったくなるのが個人的に好きじゃない？全然可愛いけど、まみむめもなんかモダンじゃない？カタカナって形。I feel like katakana is a lot more stylish compared to hiragana. Just my personal opinion. I feel like it's more like modern design. Yeah, you. This one is something that you also need to be careful of. You. There's something that looks similar to this. It's こうというもね、結構ね、字が汚い方はね、注意が必要かもしれないですね。So, こ First of all, the length of the first line is also different. But more than that, the bottom line, you stop it once you reach this this first line that goes down, you stop it there, you pause it. It doesn't go longer than that, it just connects there. Yeah, you use you go longer than that. You go beyond the straight line. Please be careful of this. Some people who doesn't have a nice handwriting, even Japanese, I know I've seen some people who writes quote like you. そう、こうね、言うみたいに書く人の字を見たことがあるので、私かは。止めるとこは止める。伸ばすとこを伸ばすをね、しましょう。ハンドルインド人のいいねのやつですね。本当に字は綺麗に書こうよ。そしてラリルレロ、ラリルレロ、ロis gonna become tricky because there's a kanji called kuchi, which means mouth, and that looks really similar to this. It's slightly different, but I can say it's like 98% the same. ね、ラリルレロのロはですね、口っていう感じで非常に似てまして、ちょっと横長なのがロ、ちょっと縦長なのが口なんですけど、ほぼ一緒です。ほぼ一緒です。98% ぐらい一緒です。特に人の書き手に加わってしまうともうほぼ一緒です。It's like the size difference that you'll see in ロ and 口。But when you write it down, if it's handwritten, it's mostly the same. Like, really, it's mostly the same. Oh, so yeah, people are typing it, but it's like square, 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 right? It's not. The first one's the kanji, kuchi. So, that's something that you need to be careful once we start learning kanji, but not for now, not for now. And the last one, wa, o, wa, o, You might not say no from Evangelion as well. Wa, o, And it's also like sheets, a series of that. Many people mistakes, but is only with one dot. So なんかエヴァンゲリオンでこれ見たっていうコメントがありましたね、先ほど。So So that's all the sounds in Japanese. It's not too difficult, right? There's only 46 sounds, and there's just 2 sets of characters, alphabet to write the 46 sounds, but there's only 46 sounds! That's less than English. I actually can't, like, how? So there's, oh, never mind, there's only 26 alphabet in English. Wow, English! You only have 26? I'm pretty sure some other language has more than 46. Okay, never mind, we have like, kind of like the double of English, but you guys can do it. Yay, we can do it! We can do it! You guys can do it! Yuri, believes in you guys! I believe in you, Daddy, so you guys can do it! Memorizing the 46! Yeah, more sounds. Yeah, you're right. Because there's THA and no, like yeah, like THO and like go and all those. So more sounds exactly. But you guys can do it! Yay! Daddy, 頑張れ! 頑張って Daddy. Next time you're showing us all the kanji, right? You know, like Japanese people, they learn kanji from 1st grade to 9th grade. For the Joyo kanji, the one that you use in daily life, that's about like 2,000, I think. You spent 9 years memorizing it. And actually learning and being able to use it. How can we know when ha is read as wa? That's gonna be for another lesson. Because, as I said, I don't want to make it this overcomplicated and confuse new beginners who's touching Japanese. 44,000 English? Then it's mostly the same! It's only 2 more. You guys can do it. Just, there's 2 sets of alphabet for it. But you guys can do it. It's simple, right? It's just lines. Look at it. It's just lines. It's just lines. You guys can write it. ね、ひらがな、カタカナもね、線書いてるだけなんでできます。皆さんも頑張ってください。ほんと線書いてるだけなんで全部。ちょっとその線がね、くるくるって間にあったりするんですけどね、丸みたいな形が途中であったりね。三角形に近い形が出てきるんですけど、基本線書いてるだけなんで。Don't worry. All the katakanas and hiraganas, see? This is just lines. It's just lines. There's a straight line, there's a little curved line, and for hiraganas, there might be like a circle-shaped thing in the middle. But it's just lines. It's all lines. If you can draw a line, then you can write hiragana, katakana too. Don't worry. Don't overthink. You guys can do it. We also have grammar as part of English class where commas and semicolons go. Semicolons and commas, my English teacher taught me really well, so I understand, but don't worry about it. We don't really have it in Japanese. Yay! Let's go! We don't really have those, which is nice. We do have commas though. We don't have semicolons. Commas is a thing, call it pen. But it acts quite the same as commas. Semicolons, you don't have to worry about them. They're not even hard in English, but there are lots of people who is using it incorrectly, even in English countries. If you're worried about English grammar, there's Grammarly for you. I use it when I need to. ね、線の組み合わせです。字はすべて。ということで、from next it's going to be how to introduce yourself. I want to teach this because I feel like this is what you will learn in every single languages on your very first class. How to introduce yourself. This, I'm just going to make you guys memorize it. Because, if we can break it down and explain, but that's going to be too much, and then we can do it later on for that. We can come back to self-introduction and how to properly introduce yourself later on. But first one, 次が自己紹介でございます。絶対ね、各どの言語の授業でも最初の授業はね、自己紹介を習うと思うので、そちらですね。When you want to say, nice to meet you, I'm, then your name. You can say, はじめまして、何々です。So, you might realize, but we don't have I'm in Japanese. We do. It's 私は. But we don't really say it when you introduce yourself because you're talking about yourself when you introduce yourself. Why do you have to like say, oh, hi, I'm going to introduce about myself. I'm, right? So we drop it. You don't really need to use I in Japanese. Not all the time. Sometimes it is necessary, but it's less often, less frequent than English. So you won't really see 私は in a sentence actually. So, はじめまして means nice to meet you. Your name. 白鹿いおりです。This is just to make it formal. But this is not like super formal. It's just 敬語, which everyone uses when you talk to someone new. If you're meeting, yeah, basically if you're meeting someone for the first time, say this at the end. はじめまして、白鹿いおりです。And of course it's Japanese, so your last name comes first and then your first name comes last. So it switches. はじめまして。And this is how you pronounce it. はじめまして、白鹿いおりです。 subject is really common in Asian language. Same with me. Yes. I feel like it is common in lots of languages. But for English speakers, I know that lots of people like to say like はじめまして私は, but you don't need a 私は. はじめまして Godspeed です. Yes, it's です. DESC if you want to write it out, but です. Interesting considering there are so many ways to refer yourself like 俺私. Yes, we have lots of ways, but we don't really use it when we speak it. Like, especially in self-introduction, you won't hear 私は. Sometimes you might, but it's super rare occasion. And a little bit more polite to introduce yourself, there's a way to say, oh sorry, I wrote this in kanji, but you don't really need to remember the kanji of it. はじめまして、何々と申します。はじめまして、白鹿いおりと申します。申します is like a more formal way to introduce yourself. You're saying, basically 申します is kind of like, oh, I am known by, I'm called, kind of, if I need to translate it. But it's just gonna be nice to meet you, I am. There are two kanji for hajime that probably be for a future lesson, though keep in mind that some words may have more than one context-sensitive way to use some words. Yes, but yes, there's two kanjis for hajime, but there's only one that fits in this occasion, this example. Since the two kanjis of hajimemashite, hajime, has different meanings. There's only one of it that fits this introduction. Scarling Mikhail Ore-san, when you read my name is Fujikura Uruka. Scarling Mikhail Ore-san かな? Thank you for the super chat. Do you do it when you introduce yourself in a business school environment, or it can be used anytime? This one, it's more businessy, I would say. It's more business. For school, if you're just making friends, this is completely fine. Hajimemashite, 白鹿いおりです。はじめまして、白鹿いおりと申します。How do you speak to the emperor? We don't speak to the emperor. If you somehow get a chance to, I'll say it's gonna be this one. Not the this. すごいね、天皇様に喋るときはどうやって喋るんですかっていうのがあったんですけど、ですではないですね。間違いなく。天皇陛下誕生日おめでとうっていう、それでもまあ OK じゃなかったけどね、その子。正直そこまで言われないと思うけど、まあ誕生日おめでとうってツイッターで祝ってもいいんだから、あれ可愛いなと思ったけどな、確かは。はい。Next! Sorry, it says how to introduce yourself, so it's not how to introduce yourself. I'm gonna go fix that. 全然これ自分の自己紹介じゃないから、ちょっと待って直してくるわ。炎上しちゃう。そう炎上したんだよな、あの子。炎上ほどかって思っちゃった。正直なんか天皇陛下様それで怒られると思えなくって握手家はそんな本に多分耳に届いてないし、届いたとしてもお怒りになることはないと思う。それで正直お怒りになることは全くない気がして。 OK, greetings. Oh no, I'm so late. You're late. I will note your name down, King Gorsik. Greetings. Good morning is Ohayo, or to be a little bit more polite, it's Ohayo gozaimasu. おはよう、おはようございます。Good morning。上皇陛下ご怒りになるね。ならなそう。しかもおはよう森田さん。おはよう、おはようございます。How many greetings you prefer? Oh, just good morning, hello, good afternoon, and good night. Like the basic form that you use in your daily lives. Next one, hello, こんにちは. You can just say こんにちは. Pretty much anytime you can use this. You will see me tweeting こんにちは sometimes. こんにちは. So this is the time when ha becomes wa sound. この時とかね、違いましたね、今。はがですね、わになりますね。Okay, I checked. Nothing Yav is out, so it's fine. Okay. こんにちはです。So this one you have to be careful. It's wa, not ha. I will search about the reason why it switches because I'm not exactly sure, and I will introduce you about this and cover it later on, and as like a not a main lesson though. またね、別のちょっとなんかサブ授業みたいな感じで歯がなぜ和になるのかをね探して調べてねちょっと説明できればなと思います。しかも正直よく知らない。なんで和なんだろうね。Next one, good afternoon. こんばんは。こんばんは。It's the same. Ha is wa now in greetings. こんばんは。こんにちは。こんにちは。こんばんは。まあこれ漢字で書いてこんばんはだからなんだけど、じゃあなんではをわって読むんだってところをねちょっと調べていければなと思います。これもね本当はこんにちはだからね、そこからこんにちはって変わってったっていう。はい、めっちゃ今はまだ触れないような話ですね。まだまだ先に触れていきます。こんばんは。こんばんは。歴史的仮名遣いなこれだと思うけど、なんでわなんだろうねって発音が。続いて Good night will be おやすみ or おやすみなさい。おやすみなさい is a more polite way to say it. おやすみ is a little bit more casual, frank way to say it. You can say either ways to me. But if you're gonna say good night to your boss, it's gonna be おやすみなさい。白紙にはもちろんどちらでもいいです。おやすみでもおやすみなさいでも。ということで、so that was the greetings. Really simple, but I wanted to cover these because I do use it in stream a lot, and I do use it on Twitter. I tweet it, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know. If you've been like a VTuber fan and been watching like a few JPs or no JPs or likes watching anime, you might already have known about these, but I wanted to cover it just in case, so everyone knows now and can understand a little bit of my tweet. Hi, おやすみなさい。おはようございます。こんにちは。こんばんは。おやすみなさい。So now you guys should know by now how to pronounce the 46 sounds in Japanese and the basic greetings and how to introduce yourself, the simple way to how to introduce yourself in Japanese. And that'll be all for today's lesson. So here's the last line. Hiragana, katakana, and simple greetings in JPN. We've covered all of it today. And from next, it's gonna be dakun, handakun, the other few sounds that I didn't talk about. And I will be thinking of something else to do. Maybe we might start on super duper simple kanjis, maybe like how to say Monday to Sunday kind of thing. I know Sunday is a difficult one, but don't worry about it. John Roman Empire-san, thank you very much for a membership gift. Arigatou. And for people on Discord, allow me to make a new thread, and moderators for this thread, please keep it open, and I want it to be only like Japanese content related. Is that okay to have it? Okay. So, lesson 01. One out of 2 is a hiragana practice sheet. Yes, there will be the hiragana practice sheet. Ooh! I did also write the romaji of it, but I wrote it after I finished writing all the hiraganas for you guys to like trace it and practice it. So it might be a little bit hard to see the romaji part, but hope it helps somewhat. And if you've seen Japanese, you might know, but Japanese traditionally we write it top to down, top to bottom. So for hiragana practices, that's how we're gonna be practicing. Let me have like a example image up. ちょっと例の画像を入れますね。作ったひらがな練習シートの。Oh wait, I should have it in Canva so I can actually like show you guys how to do it. This is really how Japanese practice writing, by the way. 実際にみんなが幼少期こうやって練習したよねっていうのをそのまま作ってきたので、それを皆様にお見せしていきます。せっかくだからここに入れて見せようかな。こうしてこう OKOKOKOK So yeah, it's gonna look something like this. こんな感じに見えます。And how you're gonna do is that it goes top to bottom like this. And there's 2 rows for you to practice. There's row 1 and 2. There's 2 rows for each hiragana. Except for the yayu, yo, and wa-on. There's more than 2 actually for the first one. So for the up, if you're gonna practice, let me change the color. It's gonna be like this. There's an example and you can trace the grade one. Okay, it might have been too thick on my pen, but it's gonna be like that. そんな感じでね、練習ができるようになっております。ちょっとだけ太さを遅くしますか。こういう感じでなぞって練習ができます。And there's 4 that you can trace, and after that, you can do it on your own. I'm writing with the mouse, it's so hard. マウスで書くのマジで難しい。こんな感じでずっと書けますので。And you can do it for 2 rows, so keep doing it. Keep doing it. Okay. Keep doing it. I'm writing with the mouse, okay? Please understand. And then next one, then you can go. We can move on to E. It's so hard. マウス難しすぎるな本当に。And you're gonna keep doing it until the O. So yeah, that's how you can practice your writing with this hiragana sheet. そんな感じでね、練習していただけるようになっております。特にやばいもの映ってないから安心して、なんかチラって見えるけど大丈夫です。全然大丈夫です。 way, you might have seen something, but it's completely fine, so please don't worry. I know what's there, and there's nothing to be worried about. I'm just hiding it just in case, but 念のために隠してるけど、マジで全く問題ないので。よいしょ。So that was how to practice using the sheet, and I'm gonna be posting it now. It's taking time because there's lots of it. Okay, it's up in the Face Connect official Discord server under the Iori Herd, aka Iori Nerd Herd. You'll be able to see the practice sheet that you can use. You can just like save it and do it on your iPad, or you can download it and print it out and practice it. As I said, it's all handwritten by me, so it's not perfect, but I hope it helps. I hope it helps. It's not perfect, but I hope it helps. こんな感じでね、日本人も練習したと思います。一応ね、なぞるよね。めちゃめちゃなぞりもあったしね。はい。そんな感じで練習できるシートを手作りしてきましたので、完璧ではないんですけど、実地とかね、バランスはね。でもまあ、悪かねえだろうっていう悪かないっていう状態までに思ってきたので、どうにか。めっちゃさ、困ったのがあったんよ。博士課矢の書き順めちゃくちゃなことに気づきました、これやってて。見て、一応書き順通りに書いたの、これ全部。ちゃんと調べてね。あ、博士課矢の書き順間違ってるんだなと思って。普段書いてるの。でもね、形は別に一緒だから、いっかって。意外と得意だったの。もうとかは書き順合ってたし、なんだろう、得意だったの。ラルローとヨーとかはめちゃめちゃ得意ですね。ラルロヨーと、あとなんだろう得意だったの。ムーも比較的得意でしたね。フーとかはもう完全に途中ゲシュタルト崩壊を起こしてました。何を書いてんだろうなと思いながら、わけわからなくなりながら書いてましたね。ノーとか難しかったな。チーも好きなの、書くの。はい、そんな感じです。書き順は正直わからない。なんかね、結構書くしかね、合ってる方やと思ったんやけど、やーだけめちゃくちゃやったわ。しゃあないあれは。正しいのかおかしいの正しい方が書きづらいやろと思ったりて。はい。もう子供の頃横線からいた博士課も多分昔そうしてたんだけど、なんかね、何気なく書いてみたら一回、なんか、あ、でも両方やるわ。両方やりますよ、何。でももうは一応、C 書いてから書いてるかな、最近は。風はね、なんかね、普通に書いた方が得意です、博士課は。このみんなのために書くんだと思ったらめちゃめちゃ下手になってったけど、わかる、バランス難しいよね。なんか正しい風、点々点々みたいな、心みたいなやつ難しくって、つながってる方が書きやすいまであるので、結構博士課は実はつながって書きますね。チートしてます。はい、ということで、so that'll be all for today's stream. Thank you very much for coming by. I would love to see your writings. Once you're finished, I would love to see you post it. If you're okay with it, right? If you want me to see it, and if you're okay to show it to people, it'll be amazing if I can see it in the Japanese lesson thread. That's gonna be a thread for people who can like submit the homeworks and kind of like help each other out for the Japanese. But again, it's all handwritten by me, so the balance is not perfect, but it should be not too bad. ぜひぜひ、日本の方でも暇な方、時間つぶしに何やるか、あ、消えちゃった。何やろうかなーっていうので、暇な方がいらっしゃったら全然やっていただければ嬉しいです。意外とね、マジで。みんなももしかして書き順を調べていただいて書き順通りに書いてみるチャレンジは面白いかもしれないです。意外とね、むずい。ということで読んでいきます。There will be a hiragana version posted, and when we learn kanji on stream, I will try to make it the version of kanji as well, so you guys can practice your kanji! Yay! Aren't you guys happy that you can practice writing? It's gonna gonna be lots of writing to memorize kanji. 思い出すな、確か漢字練習とか書き取りめちゃめちゃやってたから、基本さ手が黒かったんですよね、鉛筆のすすで。わかる？そのどんどんで汗っかきも汗っかきやから、コピーみたいな感じで、その筆圧も強い汗っかきやから、新しいノート触ってもすぐね汚してしまうんですよね、鉛筆で。めちゃめちゃすぐに汚れてくっていう。だから紙を引いてました、確か。紙とか時には一回そうだな、紙だな、夏場とかは紙を引いて紙の上に手を乗せて書いてた。読ませていただきたいと思います。Thank you ありがとうございます。 Thank you for 5 membership gifts。 そして10、12、8507 さん Thank you for the super 1, 2, 3, 4 super chats. Thank you very much。 そしてスカーリングミカエルオレさん Thank you for the 1, 2 super chats. Thank you so much。 And 忍者さん、先生より。そうです、先生です。Yes, I'm our 先生。Thank you for the super chat。 そしてHi God Tails Lord of Zombies さん Thank you for the 1, 2, 3, 4 super chats and thank you for 1 membership gift。 ありがとう。そしてジャン・ローメン・パイルさん Thank you ありがとうございます。 Thank you for a membership gift。 そしてジャン・コンデさん Thank you for 3 months and homework。 Thank you for the lesson and homework。 My pleasure。 My pleasure。 You guys will now have homework。 クリスさん Thank you ありがとうございます。 Thank you for the super chat。 Thank you for the lessons. I can finally watch my favorite animal videos without subtitles. Yay! Yes. Maybe at the end of the lesson, I don't know when the end of the lesson will be. It might be at the end of this year, maybe at the end of next year, it might be next year. I don't know when, but you might be able to watch favorite animal videos, favorite animes without English subtitles. You might be able to. Animal videos? Isn't it like dogs and cats? Oh my, totally! What do you mean by that? Wait, what? No, wait, what? I thought of like Darwin が来た。I thought it was like Darwin, the NHK animal one. I thought it was Darwin. Darwin が来たんだと思ったんだけど。はぁ、違うんかよ。Cruz, please tell me that you actually mean animal, like Discovery Channel kind of like animal video, right? It's like that, right? It's like Darwin が来た。Darwin comes like the one that introduces you about the nature of the wild, right? Right? Right, please. You mean anime videos? Really? I'm gonna pretend it was anime videos. Yes, animes. Yes. Yep, Yuri videos. Yeah, or like, yeah, I'm a deer. I'm an animal. What kind of anime? Like Beasters? It's an animal anime video. Animal anime? はい、ということで終わりますが、マジで今気づけんかった。うわーI really didn't notice it now. No. I even read it now. Well, like it might be like Darwin が来た. It might be actual animal videos. When they show you the life of a lion, you know, those like lions, tigers, hippos, right? I'm just believe Cruz. Yeah, I still trust you guys. So you guys are say so like me. Yes. Yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna rate you guys in 2. 美しいな。She's doing stationary streams. I like stationary too, so let's go with Sheena. Okay, I will see you guys next week as well. It should be from Thursday as usual. I'll be continuing B-side next week, and another lesson of Japanese. And for the other 2 streams, I haven't thought of the content, and there will be a members only stream somewhere, but not on the Saturdays because I'm busy on Saturday. There will be a stream, but I can't double stream, so on the other day there will be double stream, one for members, one for regular, and there will be me side as I said, and there will be this Japanese lesson. I haven't thought of other 2, but I will try to think of something fun. Yeah, I kind of yeah, let's think about it. So, ということで that'll be all for today. Thank you very much for coming. Hope you guys enjoyed the learning the 46 sounds of Japanese and hiragana and katakana, and hope you guys will do the homework. I see your message. I will do the homework. Thank you. ということで、また来週お会いしましょう。来週ミサイルの続きとかがね、この授業の第2パート2やっていきますので、よろしくお願いします。やってなかったね。Right, we didn't do the 起立 rating. Okay. 起立！気をつけ！ありがとうございました起立 means stand up, and 気をつけ means to stand straight. で means to bow. And we do that every single time before the class and after the class. Before the class, we say お願いします and after the class, we say ありがとうございました。So let's do it. 起立！気をつけ！で、ありがとうございました。おつしか！